Welcome to Mentoring Myself. It is a transformational podcast. I am Natalie J Whyte. I'm a transformational life coach, and I like to ask experts my favorite question, which is what advice you would give to your younger self. And today we are joined by a most amazing, fabulous specialist at being a mermaid. Um, Candice Storm runs a mermaid school. She also does coaching, mermaid life coaching, and also aerial yoga. So you are all about swimming and flying and being your fantasy self, I guess. Please introduce yourself, Candice, and tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Hey everybody, maybe I should say shallow. I discovered yoga in my early 20s, the traditional hatha yoga. And from there it has blossomed into aerial yoga, into mermaiding, into all things aerial actually. But what I discovered is the more time I spend in the air and in the water, the closer I get to myself. It's an amazing form of mindfulness because you're unaffected by all the hassles going on in your life. It's sort of like a little holiday, taking a holiday from your everyday life and just being mindful and living in the moment, which is so powerful. So yes, I know it sounds strange, but whether you're swimming in the water or flying through the air, it's more or less the same thing. It's almost like a meditation, and it's just time to spend on yourself, time being mindful of every moment, being alive in every single moment, and kind of a little break from the hamster wheel that we all find ourselves on.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, for most people, that's absolutely fascinating. The idea that you can actually turn your love for sort of swimming and water and mermaids and fantasy and stuff into something. Can you tell us just a little bit more, like practically, what do you actually coach people with? What do you actually do? Because I know there's the mermaid school, and I don't think a lot of people will know what that even means, what that is. I'd love to know, like practically, what do you actually do? I know I've been to some of your aerial yoga. That's a little bit easier to understand, but love to know a bit more about the mermaiding.
Okay, so the mermaiding is something that's getting more and more popular worldwide, and something that I've been doing for 3 or 4 years, and I'm just finding the more I do it, the more I want to do it. So basically, with my life coaching business, I focus on empowering women, and I'm not a sit on the couch kind of life coach, although we do that sometimes. But what I like to do is offer transformational retreats where we take yoga, aerial yoga, mermaid tails, and we go down to the beach or we go into the mountains and we spend time exploring areas of ourselves that we neglect, a little bit of fantasy, doing things that make us feel beautiful, doing things that encourage us to be a sisterhood, things that encourage us to fix one another's crowns. I brought my little crown. There you go. So I think what's really important as women is to build a community of other strong women and to build one another up, to fix each other's crowns, and to empower ourselves to actually fix our own crowns too. Rather than waiting on affirmation from your boss or affirmation from your husband or your lover. I think that is what's so powerful about learning to pole dance, is learning to make yourself feel beautiful, or learning to swim in a mermaid tail. It feels like you're swimming in evening wear. When do we ever get to wear evening wear anymore? So it makes you feel beautiful, it makes you flow, it makes you feel glamorous. I think what I'm trying to say is that it connects you to that inner goddess, the one that we've been squashing down, the one we've been suppressing. Don't be too big. Don't take up too much attention. Keep yourself small. Don't go after what you want. Know your place. It's breaking free of that mold and saying, actually, I am a queen. I'm a mermaid, I'm whatever I want to be, and actually having that faith to develop your dreams and develop yourself and develop your confidence, and to grow rather than living in a box that society has built for you.
I love that. I hear sort of the words that are often spoken to children is stop daydreaming, stop. Well, where else will my good ideas come from?
Exactly.
That's
and I
where
think,
they come from when I'm daydreaming.
The dreamers, exactly. The world needs dreamers, and it needs people to let themselves grow, because as women we are always told to keep ourselves small. Don't wear that dress, don't wear those heels,
don't look too gorgeous.
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up as a very shy child, and my parents were quite strict, so whenever I did try and do anything glamorous, I sort of get that look, what are you trying to do? It's not important, and it is important. And my own daughters are 18 and 20, and I encourage them, throw rose petals in your bath, light a candle, play some music, put on a face mask, look after yourselves, because nobody else is going to look after you at the end of the day. You need to look after yourself. You need to pamper yourself. Why wait for some guy to buy you flowers? We all need to invest in ourselves and to love ourselves a little bit harder, and then people will respond to that.
Yes. And I love that. That totally connects with one of the things that like I like to focus on, which is it's people want to call it self-love, and there's a lot of people that struggle with our sort of new age terms. I want to call them the new age narrative, like self-love and me time and all of that, but quite simply is you're a custodian of your body. Just as you would be, your car, it needs to go for a service, you need to give it a wash, you need to clean the junk bits out, your house, you need to keep, do the upkeep and so on. You need to clean the floor, otherwise it doesn't work properly. It doesn't function properly. So I do agree with the self-love and all the nice cushy narratives as well. But I also like to make it a bit more practical for people and going, if you don't look after this magical, powerful machine that you have, it's not going to work optimally, and I feel like the connecting, you're talking about that connecting to the inner goddess, the inner self. I mean, what else have we come here to do but express what this little creature is, in its full capacity? So I totally relate.
And we need to be our own unique selves. And what better way to discover who we are than lying in this beautiful womb or cocoon in a hammock, or swimming under the ocean where you can't hear anything. There's no one to distract you. You're completely alone with your thoughts as you glide through the water. And the motions that we use in the yoga hammock or swimming in the water is a sort of a wave, like a body wave. So if you can imagine what this feels like on your spine and your hips.
I'm just thinking of the Kundalini as well.
Very much. I mean, Kundalini is all about bringing that energy up your spine and in the chakra. And the kind of motion that we use when we're swimming with a monofin in the water, our feet fit in a single flipper, and there's no kicking. So you're moving your core, you're moving your body in a snake-like kind of motion. And it's the most energizing and yet the most calm feeling. It really does feel like you are meditating under the ocean, under the water, and anyone can do it. I can't wait
till I can get a chance to do that, till opportunity comes for me to do it. I know you have got something up, you can tell us about it later. I wanted to move on to our pertinent question of the show, which is, what advice would you give your younger self?
I think the advice that I would give my younger self is fake it till you make it. And what I mean by that is coming from a background where I was a very shy youngster, I got to the point in my life where I decided to reinvent myself. And how I decided to do that was actually basically just to project confidence that I didn't have. And I found the more that I projected that self-confidence, the more people would respond to me differently. Because at the end of the day, what you put out there is what you are going to attract. So if you feel shy or not confident, it doesn't matter. You can still go ahead and do exactly what you want to do. You can still go ahead and chase after those dreams, even if you have people telling you that you're not capable, or that you're impractical, or even if you're telling yourself that you're not capable or that it's never going to happen. Just muster a little bit of belief in yourself and surround yourself with people who can share your vision and who can encourage you and believe in you. And then things will start to unfold. I think if I'd known that sooner, I mean, that's something I discovered maybe in high school, and it took me another 10 years to perfect it. And that's fine, because we are not perfect beings. We are put here to find ourselves, and even more so to create ourselves and who we want to be, because it's important that we change. Discovering ourselves is not enough. From there, we then have to work with ourselves and create versions of ourselves that make us happier and that can give something back to our communities at the end of the day. It can't just be about us.
Yes. And I think you're an absolutely perfect example of that I would use. Often with the coaching, I'll be working with somebody, for example, they love drawing, but they're just like, how do I monetize this? It's such a fantasy. They've got like a normal day job kind of thing. They're like, I'll never make a job out of this. And then, you're an absolutely perfect example. Well, actually, I know someone who runs a mermaid school. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Why? How was there? Are people who, if 10 people love mermaids, there'll be thousands of people that love mermaids, and it's
absolutely.
And I think also the advice often we're giving is you need to find a niche. And you have such a beautiful niche, I think another thing that came up for me while you were busy explaining your advice was you said, find the people who are like-minded and that. And I think a lot of people would say, where do I find these people? But social media, just go Facebook, just go on Instagram, go anywhere and look up a simple term, mermaids, and see what pictures come up. You're going to find your people.
And join those groups. And actually, one of the things I did as well is I tailor-made my Facebook. So I went and I physically sent friend requests to people who I found to be inspiring. I mean, every day I get friend requests from people who I don't know. And I thought, but why don't I do that? Who is me? Who am I interested in? And I went and I found those people. Wow. And I sent them friend requests. So my Facebook newsfeed is very inspiring, and I love to look at it because it's filled with people that I find are interesting. So, you can be proactive, as they say, you need to be mindful of what you put into your body. And it's not just your food that you eat, it's the people in your life, the influences that you allow into your space, the environments that you spend your time in. You need to be mindful of all of these things and make sure that they are nourishing for you.
Yes.
So I hear lots of people complain about their Facebook and how it's so negative, and if people posting things you don't like, unfollow them. You don't have to unfriend them. Just unfollow them and tailor make your newsfeed to what you want to see.
Yes. I love that. That's also some great advice. So, let's say, if the listeners, if the viewers, if you'd like to just leave them with sort of a takeaway in terms of your message, what's your message that you're sort of sending out there? I'd love to know that.
I think my message would be that you can do whatever you set your mind to. You need a plan. You need to know what it is that you want to do. And then you start following simple steps every day, simple, small steps to take you in the right direction. You need to know what it is that makes your heart happy. And then from there, you can every day just move a little bit closer to that. So my current dream is to go and swim in the ocean with my mermaid tail. I've done it once in Mozambique with the dolphins, and I've done it once in Zanzibar, and then they locked down all of our borders. So I've now, on its way to me is the most beautiful silicone tail from a lady in PE called Moonsong Magic. It's a custom-made silicone tail with a professional monofin. And myself and Talia, who's another mermaid, there are a few of us out there. We are going to take some women down to Umkomaas at the end of August, and we're going to go and swim in the ocean. And there's this amazing humpback whale migration happening there. And so we're really hoping that we'll get up close with the whales on the boat and possibly even swim with them. So I am starting a little mermaid school so that I can teach women how to hold their breath, how to swim underwater, how to swim with the monofin. And then we are all going to go down to the South Coast in the middle of winter to go and swim with the whales in Umkomaas. And it's just been a step-by-step journey to make the dream come true. And I'm hoping to take as many men and women with me as I can, because at the end of the day, it's about building the right tribe of people around you so that you can reach those goals and you can encourage.
Oh, I love that so much, because I also like your training. You know, it's not just about the life coaching, the sort of mental or emotional parts. It's also to do with the physical, because that core work and the breathing is actually vital sort of skills and abilities that really do improve your life, improve your well-being, you know, and your vitality. So,
yeah, it's the most amazing fit with yoga, actually, because it's teaching the same thing. Just one is on land and one is in the water and one is in the air if you're doing aerial yoga. So yourself to just doing it on the ground. You know?
Yes, it just sounds like freedom. It just sounds like absolute joyful freedom. Yes.
Ultimate freedom, absolutely. And just really connecting with nature and with yourself.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. I love it. I love it. So can you leave us with some details so that those interested can get in touch with you, and any aspiring mermaids or mermen? Don't know if there's a different name for men or women or whatever, but maybe Aquaman, who knows, you know.
Aquaman,
yeah, want to come. I actually watched the movie recently, and I really was in love with the story of Atlantis and Lemuria and Mount Shasta and all of that. But to then watch this movie, which was, of course, it was a popcorn flick, but Jason Momoa's main role, so he's going to say no to watching that that movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, hello, Jason. We're here in Benoni. Yes. Please come and find us.
Yes, and please, we'd like to invite you to a swimming in the sea in Umkomaas.
Yes, please.
I'll definitely
manifest that right now.
I'm there. So there, if that's happening.
Absolutely. I'm there first, sister. I'm there first.
I love it.
So I think,
give us some details.
From the details, if you go onto Facebook or Instagram and you look up Mer Swim SA, so Mer as in mermaid, Mer Swim SA, or Bamboo Zen, you will find details of our upcoming retreats on the South Coast, which is at the end of August. It's the 26th to the 29th of August. And you'll also find details of the mermaid school that we are opening on the East Rand. There is a school on the Midrand side as well, so you can ask me for their details if you need them.
On the East Rand, is she doing that one?
That's right. That's Isel, and that's also a Mer School SA. And then you can have a look at our details. We have an open day coming up on the 7th of August, which is also my birthday. So we can have a little launch party and have some mermaid tails available for anyone who wants to come and try it. And let's see how you enjoy the motion of the ocean.
Can I book my spot already?
Absolutely. Would you like a pink or blue tail?
What are the colors, pink or blue?
You can have pink or blue or gold.
I think I'm going to go for the gold. It'll match my hair.
It
The
will
strawberry
match your
blonde
hair.
I'd like that.
Gold evening wear for you booked.
That's divine.
So today is at our Mer Swim SA in Benoni.
Okay.
And it's on the 7th of August at 11 o'clock.
I'm excited.
So we'd love you to come and try. Yeah, give us a shout if you'd like to book. And we'll have some nice tunes playing. We might even have an aerial hoop there so you can see some of the ladies swimming through the air.
That's going to be
swimming
awesome.
in the water. It's going to be just an amazing day and a nice opportunity to actually feel what it is that I'm talking about. Feel the freedom of it. Yes. And the calmness and the meditative aspects of it.
Yes. Oh man, I'm so looking forward to that. Lucky me. I didn't know you were having
Thank you very much.
That's super exciting. So Candice, thank you so much for coming on this. I just enjoyed it so much, and I'm looking forward to that 7th of August open day. And yes, anyone who wants to get in touch with Candice, who wants to explore that part of themselves, I highly recommend it. I have done aerial yoga with you, just a brief session, and I absolutely loved it. Of course, I teach yoga as well, but mine's quite different. But I just loved it. So thank you so much for coming on the show. And anybody get in touch with Candice if you're keen.
That'll be lovely, guys. And you can rest assured it is a heated pool.
Okay, good.
And we hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for having me, Natalie.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Bye.
Bye now.